Hey, Mr. Walker.
Hey, Miss Bridgewater.
Are you at the jail?
No, ma'am, I'm in the Solicitor General's office today.
Okay.
Are you're not down there, are you?
No,
Okay.
no, but it's good to see you.
Always good to see you as
Look, I enjoyed the time we spent together.
short but meaningful.
Yes, yes. The judge will be on in just a minute.
Just leave it like that. Oh, God. Take it. ASG Walker, can you hear me? ASG Walker.
Hi, PD Kim.
Yes, how are you? I'm still at the jail, but anyway, uh, Emily, then, what's her last name? Ben. Yeah. Her second case was NOD, but she could not release. Would you please help us?
I'm sorry, you said Van Hydrick?
Yes,
We submitted the NOD on that second case yesterday with the jail.
yes, but she's not able to get out or release.
Did she
And
have a
I
form?
have it right here before me, and the judge is here. So is there mixed up or
I guess
something?
I'm asking what is the question because Odyssey's down, so I don't have access to see if she has a foreign county hold. But we did NOD her second case. I believe the first case she was given a signature bond, correct? Do you recall?
Yeah, I do.
So
For
then
both,
the second case was NOD. So as you know, Odyssey being down, I can't see if she has a foreign county hold. Or have you
have any foreign.
checked with the deputy to see why she's still being held?
Well, we are trying to find out here because. I will have to go to records to find out. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Give me about 5 minutes. Okay. All righty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Paperwork is in.
Okay, so I see the message from Sis Houston. I'm not sure who that is, but Miss Bridgewater, did you receive the pull sheet and the warrants for today and yesterday?
Will you repeat that? I didn't get it.
So I see in the chat from Sis Houston, I'm not sure who that is, but they say that Haley Van Hydrick has a criminal trespass citation. Do you know if that was included in the warrants that were sent out?
No, I just have a failure to leave campus as the NOD.
And
She has a
yes,
criminal trespass, you said?
well, I'm looking at the chat from CIST Houston.
Mm-hmm. So does she have a hole somewhere? I'm trying to figure out what's,
Right. So I was just trying to see if that criminal trespass citation was included with the rest of the warrants on today or yesterday, because I don't.
you know what? Since we're about to start court, I'm gonna let Michael check on this, okay? And
Okay.
I'll get back with you. How
Okay. And
about that?
it's possibly that it was a bind over.
Mr.
It was
Walker,
included. It was included. The citation, criminal trespass, citations 062718.
Was that included on Tuesday or Wednesday?
They sent it out today and yesterday.
And yes, Mr. Walker, Mr. Jordan saying yesterday that it was NOD.
There's one drain, not down.
Well, the
I'm just showing
NOD
the
was a
failure to
failure,
leave campus.
it was failure to leave campus. That's slightly different from criminal trespass. I just want to make sure we're referring to the same charge.
Let me check on it and I'll
Okay,
get
thank
right
you,
back
Ms.
with you,
Bridgewater.
okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. What were you saying?
It was on campus, Ian, on
Correct.
Georgia State campus.
Correct, but that's a different charge from criminal trespass.
Oh, okay, okay.
And
I
the
don't even
failure to
see that.
leave, the failure to leave campus was actually a warrant. It was not a citation.
Okay, what different citation?
Just say Sam Borges.
I'll get an answer back to you. Sorry. That cord and all this morning. Right.
So, Mr. Walker, she should have 3 charges then, correct? Because
Correct. So
that's what I,
two were
yeah.
handled on Tuesday, and I believe it was a signature bond that was given. And
Uh,
then the failure to leave campus was NOD yesterday, which would have been the third charge.
oh, what you want? I'll do it.
No, you good. I was reading.
Okay, so we got 2 citations, theft by taking, and the criminal trespass. Then the warrant is the failure to leave the campus.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think those first 2, but give me 1 second, let me confirm.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to turn his camera around. How do I do it? Blur my background. I got that.
You pull it down.
How do you turn it around? Huh?
You need to turn it around or pull it
Okay.
down.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I thought you had it like on the phone. Thank you. And Michael,
To lower
obviously,
your camera just a little bit. There you
yeah,
go.
Michael thinks he's taller than me. Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
We're going to begin our Fulton County State Court Expedited Accusations calendar. And this is a calendar for cases in which individuals have recently been arrested and charged with certain misdemeanor offenses. Soon after their arrest, the Fulton County Solicitor General's office has already accused these cases of the offenses brought against them, and the cases have been bound over to the Fulton County State Court. Nevertheless, this will usually be the defendant's initial appearance before a state court judge, and we are able to handle certain matters such as bond, possible arraignment, and a possible plea offer if one has been made by the state at this juncture. And our SAP reset date is
February the 15th.
February the 15th. I want to begin by reminding everyone that this whole entire proceeding is being live streamed on YouTube as well as recorded.
Yeah, she froze.
Yeah, I'm looking like, okay, let me check it out. He froze. Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Can't
We
hear
can't
you.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh-oh. We'll try to get through it. Defendants, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you state about the facts, the circumstances, or the occurrences of your case can and will be held against you. So govern yourselves accordingly and listen to your attorneys. Who do we have first, deputies?
Position 12, Williams.
Thank you. This is Marquise Williams, 24 CR 0000578, charge of 1 count of battery, family violence, pretrial.
I got first arrest.
Oh, okay. State.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 3440 Boulder Park Drive, where they met with the victim, Ms. Raven Marshall, who stated that her and the defendant were engaged in a verbal disagreement that turned physical. It says that he did punch her in the face with a closed fist and dragged her by her hair from room to room throughout the house. Defendant sustained a bruised abrasion under her left eye with redness to that area. The parties are brother and sisters and live together at that location, which is their mother's house. The state is asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, no contact with the victim, a stay away from the instant location, a 2-day anger awareness course, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And of course, we would send for the victim, Ms. Raven Marshall.
Raven Marshall. I see a
I
Raven's
am here
eye.
today.
All right, do you wish to address the court today?
I just wanted to say that we have resolved
No,
our situation.
No. I have to swear you in if you want to. You don't have to. This is not a trial. This is a bond hearing. And so if you wish to address the court, I need to see your face. You need to turn on your camera and I will swear you in.
Okay.
So we better know. Raven.
Yes, ma'am. It won't let me add my camera.
Okay, well, I can't have you to do that because we can't see you and I don't know who you are. Not that I would know anyway, but you have to have your video going. Okay.
Oh, it allows.
You can go ahead and mute yourself and we'll proceed. All right, Mr. Cook.
Heard from Ms. Marshall. My client's 19 years old, has lived in the Atlanta area her whole life. She is employed with a security service. This appears to be the first incident of any kind in her life, and certainly with her sister. If necessary, she could stay away from the incident location and the alleged victim, but I get the feeling that Ms. Marshall was going to tell us she was not afraid of her. I haven't talked to her. I just got the sense from her opening remarks she was going to say that she was not afraid.
Okay. And with your client being a 19, you said she is employed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the incident location is their mother's home?
Yes.
But I'm assuming that your client would have somewhere else to go live.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I just moved out into my own apartment on the 12th of January. And I would like to add, room by room is a little dramatic.
Yeah, we can get more than that if you've got a place.
Okay.
You have a place to.
Yes, I
I just
do.
wanna-
I live by
Okay,
myself.
good. Okay, all right. I will give a $2,500 signature bond. I will give that signature bond through pretrial. I'm gonna order the 1-day anger awareness course. And I'm not sure, pretrial, is this just level 1? I don't know that I heard a level.
I don't have any level recommendations.
Okay, all right. Stay away from the incident location. No further contact with the victim at this time. I want to make sure that we have had the ample cooling down period. I know it was back in early January. But I just want to make sure that everyone's going to be all right without specifically hearing from the victim. At this time, I'm going to just do the stay away and no further contact. And then if the order needs to be amended, you can make a motion for that, and we will consider it at that time.
Your Honor, sorry to interrupt. So in full candor, that was the state's recommendation. We have had contact with the victim. She
Oh.
stated it was her position that she was okay for the defendant to return, but due to the allegations made in the warrant that she was drugged from room to room by her hair, the state was seriously concerned about her safety. So the state is standing on that recommendation. I understand the victim might be having some IT issues, but I did want the court to know that the victim is okay with the defendant returning, even though the state is not, for the reasons I just stated.
Well, since the defendant has moved out, let's just go ahead and do the stay away, and has somewhere else to go. Now, if I don't know if I should do no further violent contact because I'm assuming they've had contact since this incident. Now, I don't know, Mr. Cook, if you want the defendant to answer if they have, and no other incidents since January the 4th, then I might consider the no further violent contact, but just not allow them to live together.
We've had contact over the phone and through text messages.
Okay, no physical, you haven't been in the same
No
household.
physical, negative, violent.
Okay, well, since we're going to do the stay away, I'm sorry, Miss Bridgewater, let's do no further violent contact,
Okay,
but still keep the stay away.
okay.
Okay,
And you doing
And-
level one?
level 1, yes. And the 1-day anger awareness course. And no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And that should be it.
Thank you.
Section 1, Ms. Buggs,
Okay. This is 24 CR 0000567, Alexis Boggs, charged with 2 counts of simple battery. Pre-trial
I got first arrest.
date.
Yes, Your Honor, this case law enforcement was dispatched to 6521 Roswell Road, where they met with the victim, Jordan Coleman. He reports that he was struck in the chest area in the parking lot of the Pep Boys Auto Shop. Him and the defendant were in a disagreement and things turned physical when the defendant did push him, and this occurred in the parking garage. The state is asking, or the parking lot, excuse me. The state is asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, no contact with the victim, Jordan Coleman, a 2-day anger awareness course, a stay away from the incident location, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right, PD Kim.
Yes, we have no objection except that I don't think she needs to have an anger awareness class for 2 days. Other than that, we are fine with signature on bond through pretrial.
All right. Pre-trial, is there a 2-day course or just a 1-day course that you all offer? Do you know?
I think it's just one. Cause
Okay.
I'm assuming 2 days you will learn the same thing twice. So I don't know.
Okay. I got
Sometimes,
you.
going over the same thing twice helps.
Okay.
Oops, yep, get them. Okay. All right, I will order a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1,500 on each charge. I will order a stay away from 6521 Roswell Road. No further contact with the victim, Jordan Coleman. And I
Repeat
will
that
order
name again.
Jordan Coleman. Did
Thank
I
you.
hear that correct? Make sure I didn't. Okay.
That's
Thank you. 1-day anger awareness course. Level 1. And no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond.
Position 2, Evans.
Okay.
It's 24 CR 0000568. Is that Zechariah Evans, one count of simple battery, family violence? Retrial?
I got first arrest.
Dave?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
This incident took place January 31st, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute at 3909 Campbellton Road, Southwest Atlanta. Upon arrivals, the officers made contact with Reginald Evans, who was the father of Zechariah Evans, and in the living room of their home, Miss Evans was yelling and very agitated. She pushed her father 4 to 5 times and put on his shirt while in the presence of the officers. She then followed her father into the bedroom and continued to get into his face aggressively before she was arrested by police. Our office has been in touch with Mr. Evans. He is the father of Zechariah Evans. He stated that she suffers from MH issues, that she has been off her medication. When police arrived, she was just yelling. He thought they would just try and calm her down. He also stated that she has never been violent with him before, that she does take her medication and she is fine when she is on it. He wants Miss Evans to continue taking her medication. He's not in fear of Miss Evans, does not want to press charges. He does want to continue contact and wants her to return to the residence. With all that in mind, the state recommends a signature bond through pretrial services for Miss Evans to remain compliant with her medication and treatment plan, no further violent contact with Reginald Evans, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Okay,
Your Honor, we would like for signature on bond through jail if possible. She has to get out fast to take her medicine, and also, Your Honor, she has a 6 years old child she has to take care of. She was born and raised here in Georgia, and I think she is very capable of coming back to the court. We would like to request for signature on bond through jail. We are okay with no further violent committed, Your Honor.
okay. All right, I will order a $2,500 signature bond through the jail. No further violent contact with the victim, Reginald Evans. Continue on any prescribed medication and treatment. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And that should be it.
Position 3, Barak.
This is 24 CR 000569. Mr. Farrar is charged with 1 count of simple battery, family violence, 2nd count of hindering a person making an emergency telephone call. Retrial?
6 total, 2023. Simple assault DV, 2023 trespass, 2017 simple battery DV conviction, and 2017 arrest for simple battery. That's all.
All right, State?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on January 27, 2024. Law enforcement responded to 3995 Falls Ridge Drive in Johns Creek. They spoke with Giuseppina, Giuseppina Farach, Farach. She told the officers that her son suffers from MH issues and he was having a bad day, was acting out. She advised the officers that an altercation began in the house. She became fearful. She left the house to go to the grocery store. Mr. Farag followed her to her car. He took her phone when she tried to call for help. He grabbed her when she walked away from the residence. A passerby saw Mr. Farag grab his mother, push her back toward and inside the residence. Once inside the residence, Mr. Farag prevented his mother from using the home phone to call the police. By breaking it, she then hid in the bathroom and begged for him to allow her to call her husband. She was able to call her husband, who advised her to call the police. She was able to get outside to call the police. When speaking to Mr. Farrak, he confirmed that he did follow his mother outside, but did not push her or hurt her. He only caressed her because he was worried that she would hurt herself and he wanted to get her back inside the house. Our office has spoken to Miss Farrak and her husband and the defendant's father. She stated that he does suffer from MH issues, that prior to this incident, his medication was changed and it changed his behavior. After the incident, he was taken to Flint River Hospital for treatment. He's on medication. She is not in fear of him, and she would like for him to return to the residence. She did indicate she'll be on Zoom today, so we'd like to sound from the victim. But the state's recommendation is a signature bond through pretrial services for Mr. Farrak to remain compliant with his medication and treatment plan. No further violent contact with either his mother or father, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
All right, PD Kim?
I want to make sure that if his mother wants to speak, we have to go to the breakout room or at least stop the YouTube live stream because it is MH issue.
Let's see if they want to address it. I'll be honest, I'm going to give him a signature bond with some conditions. I don't want to belabor going to a breakout room if we don't have to. Mr. Mrs. Farrar?
Yeah.
She's on the, sorry, Your Honor, she's on the Samsung phone. She went to the jail, let her in, so she's calling from the car,
Oh, okay.
her father. But if there's not a requirement for the breakout, I think that would be okay.
All right. I would, just maybe ask you the two questions. If you're not in fear and want your son to come home, then I will do that with some conditions. And I don't know if she's.
I was able to talk to his mother. She's not afraid of him and she wants him to come back home.
Okay. All right, I'm going to order a $3,000 signature bond. I'm going to make it through the jail. I don't want to.
Okay, we lost the judge temporarily. Everybody will pause just for a minute, okay? Okay, there she is. Okay. Okay, Judge, we can't hear you. Hold on.
Am I back now? It's Holly.
We can hear you.
Now you can hear me? Three. 15. Mm-hmm. All right, a $3,000 signature bond through the jail, $1,500 on each charge. And I'm going to order no further violent contact with Mr. Farrar's parents. I'm going to allow you to go back home, Mr. Farrar, as long as we can not have any more incidents with your parents. I want you to continue with your treatment and any prescribed medication. No unprescribed drugs, no alcohol, no weapons or guns while on bond. All right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Position 4, Grant.
No, second one.
All right, this is Dennis Grant, 24 CR 000570. charged with 3 counts of loitering, prowling, and 1 count of willful obstruction. Pretrial.
18 total. 2023 battery DV, possession of marijuana. 2023 felony theft by taking. 2022 burglary theft by taking. 2018 battery DV, disorderly conduct conviction. 2017 probation, and 2012 failure to appear.
All right, state.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place January 31st. Multiple locations, but law enforcement was dispatched to 2975 Woodvale Court in Johns Creek in reference to Dennis Grant attempting to kick down the front door of that residence. Prior to arrival, officers were informed by that caller, Barbara Williams, that she was out of town, but she could see Mr. Grant on her Ring doorbell. Mr. Grant also was seen in the backyards of 3125 Woodvale Court, 2980 Woodvale Court, and 2960 Woodvale Court. Each of the owners of those residences reported Mr. Grant entering their backyards on their security camera footage, looking into the windows. And Mr. Grant was located by law enforcement at the 2960 Woodvale Court address. Ordered him to the ground after some considerable resistance and Mr. Grant lying on his hands to prevent being handcuffed. Officers were able to handcuff Mr. Grant and place him under arrest. Your Honor, because of the history of the defendant and the recent burglary, theft by taking arrests, the state recommends $1,000 surety bond on each count. Stay away from each of those locations: 3125, 2975, 2980, 2960 Woodville Court, Johns Creek. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right. PD Atin.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 36 years old. He's lived in Georgia all his life. He does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. In fact, the warrant states that there was some kicking of a door, but he's only charged with a loiter prowl. So the kicking of the door is not reflected in the charges. So he does deny the allegations. He was simply walking around. He does live less than half a mile from the incident location. He lives at home with his mother at 119 Birchville. Well, anyway, the address is right across the street, less than half a mile away. So he does live in the neighborhood. Again, he denies the allegations in the warrant. He's a high school graduate. He is looking for work. I was able to get in touch with his mother to confirm that he does live there, very close to the incident location. She did state that that he left that evening from the home walking. And I would ask, he doesn't work right now. He's looking for work, but hasn't been able to find any. So I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services at whatever level Your Honor deems appropriate. A stay away from that incident location would be fine, but again, he does live close by. So, and no contact with the complaining witness, if any, is fine. Well, actually, I guess there's no complaining witness because it's a loiter prowl.
But which one of the homes do we know specifically that he lives across the street from?
So it's not across the street. There's a main road, but he lives in the neighborhood across the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
It's Woodvale Court. He can stay away from Woodvale Court.
All right. And he resides with his mom.
Yes, and I was able to speak to her.
I'm going to order the $4,000 surety bond, 1,000 on each of the charges. I'm going to order a stay away from 2975, 3125, Or do I say the whole street of Woodville, Court? Since we can do it that way, as opposed to just the 4 or 5 houses. You say we could do that? Ms. PD Atai, did you say he could stay away from that whole street?
Yes, you can.
All right, let's do it that way, Ms. Bridgewater.
Okay,
He's not go on that street, since he doesn't live on that street, then have to go on that street at all.
okay,
All right, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I think that's it. If I missed anything else, council? Nope. All right.
Position 5, Pete.
This is 24 CR 000571, Michael Heath, charged with 1 count of simple battery family violence. Pretrial.
Third arrest, 2019 simple battery DV, 2019 battery.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, this incident took place on August 4th, 2023. Upon dispatch to a domestic dispute, officers spoke with Melanie Durley, who advised that her boyfriend, Michael Heath, pushed her and grabbed her purse, attempting to get a cashier's check out of it. The purse broke. Defendant was able to grab the check and walk away. Ms. Durley explained that she's the only person on the lease, but Mr. Heath had been living there for a couple of weeks. Apartment complex footage showed the defendant pushing the victim. We were not able to get into contact with Ms. Durley, but based on the history, the state is recommending a $1,500 surety bond. No further contact with Melanie Durley. Stay away from 397 North Central Avenue. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
All right. PD Atai.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 29 years old. He does deny the allegations in the warrant. I was able to get in touch with the complaining witness, Ms. Durley. She stated that I asked her if there had ever been any physical violence before the incident or after, and she said there was not even physical violence at this incident. He grabbed a check from her hand, she stated, and she didn't call the police. She doesn't know who called the police, maybe the people at the front office or the policing office. They are engaged now. This incident happened in August of last year. He did not know about the warrant. He was completing, he works 2 jobs right now and is starting a new job at the airport, was completing his badge training when he found out about the warrant. He did turn himself into Hateville PD on the 28th for the warrant. And of course, that was 4 days ago. They transferred him here. So I would say that this is a Riverside issue. There aren't any other warrants. And he's been held for 4 days now. So I would ask for a signature bond through the jail. No violent contact, as that's what the complaining witness stated that she wants. They're engaged, and no stay away, nothing further.
All right. I'm going to order a, oh, I'm sorry, I had one more question. And what did you tell me about his employment?
He is employed. He actually has 2 jobs right now, and he was starting a new job at the airport. That's how he found out about the warrant here when he was completing his badge training for this new job at the airport.
Okay. I will order a $1,500 signature bond through the jail. Going to order no further violent contact with the victim. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh.
Position 6, Mr. King.
Twenty-four CR 0000572. Detravius King, charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property. Pre-trial.
Second arrest. Last arrest was last month. Failure to appear and giving false name. It was on January 14th.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on October 25th, 2023, is related to a theft by taking incident that occurred on October 1st of 2023. The victim, Joseph Arce, A-R-C-E, was robbed at gunpoint. They took his cell phone and his wallet back on October 1st. The cell phone in question was sold by Mr. Detravius King on October 25th at an ATM at Walmart at 6065 Jonesboro Road. The state is recommending signature bond through pretrial services, no contact with Joseph Arce, stay away from the Walmart 6065 Jonesboro Road, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right. D.P. Atai.
Your Honor, my client is 22 years old. He's lived in Georgia all his life. He did graduate from Southwest DeKalb High School. He does deny the allegations in the warrant, and I believe that the charge here is not a theft by taking, it's a theft by receiving. He does deny those allegations. This incident allegedly occurred October 1st of last year. And as Your Honor heard, his last arrest was January 14th, 2024. I think he had a warrant in Henry County for giving a false name. He's been there since then. They just transferred him here yesterday. So he's spent more than enough time in jail for someone with this sort of, extremely limited criminal history. So I would ask for a signature bond through the jail for this charge and nothing further.
All right, I will order a $1,500 signature bond to the jail.
Repeat that amount, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, 1,500.
Okay, thank you.
Signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I don't think the state you didn't recommend any stay away or anything, did you?
Your Honor, we did recommend to stay away from that Walmart location, 6065 Jonesboro Road.
Okay, 6065 Jonesboro Road. All right, stay away from that location.
Position 8, welcome.
This is 24 CR 000574 Cortez Rucker, charged with 1 count of battery family violence. Pre-trial.
17 total. On probation for terrorist threats, false imprisonment. I also had a battery conviction with that arrest. 2023 probation. 2023 felony battery. 2017 ag assault. 2015 ag battery conviction. And he's wanted out of, I think, Clayton County. That's it.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 5401 Old National Highway. Well, they met with the victim, Miss Brittany Cousins. She advised that her and the defendant are in a relationship, and for whatever reason, things became physical at the time, that the defendant slapped her in the face several times. The officer did observe a bloody lip of the victim. Based upon the defendant's many violent cycles, arrest, and conviction, and he's currently wanted out of Clayton County, the state is very concerned for the victim's safety. The state is asking for a $5,000 surety bond. no contact with the victim is Brittany Cousin, stay away from the incident location, 5401 Old National Highway. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. We weren't able to make contact with the victim, but just in case she is on the line, we would sound for Miss Brittany Cousin. And unfortunately, because Odyssey is down, I suspect she may be the same victim as some of these other cycles, but because Odyssey is down, we were not able to look into that information at this time.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 28 years old. He has 29 years old. He has lived in Georgia all his life. He did earn his GED. I was able to make contact with the complaining witness. This incident occurred in July of 2023. She states that she's not afraid of him and would want to have contact with him. He does have 4 children. And he does work. He has 2 jobs, or sorry, he works as a server and a cook at a restaurant. He still does qualify for public defender services and understands his obligation to return to court. He does have the Clayton County hold, and with the systems being down, I think he's going to be here long enough, even if he gets a signature bond. So I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services, so that he has to be picked up on the hold anyway, so he'll be here long enough.
All right, I will order a $3,000 surety bond. $3,000 surety bond. Stay away from the incident location on Old National Highway. No further, well, were there any named, did you tell me victims?
Yes, I did give the victim's name. Her name is Brittany Cousin.
Okay, and I forgot to sound for, but I don't think we see her on here.
Okay.
No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I guess that's it.
Your Honor, did you order no further contact?
Oh, that's right, and no further contact, thank you.
Oh, I thought that you didn't. I was gonna ask no violent contact, because I did speak with the complaining witness, so I would.
Well, I guess we're talking about what, June of last year?
Yes.
Okay, no further violent contact.
Well, Your Honor, I believe, and I have to look at the warrant, but the information I have, it says the victim stated if the defendant was released on bond, she would not feel safe.
Oh, well,
I spoke with her 30 minutes ago, or an hour ago.
Well, that's still a concern if that's what was stated, and that's what my notes reflect.
But the incident did occur in July last year.
Oh. It's the state's position that he's been
I can
on
have her join the
remand.
call.
Well, I think that might be in the best interest because, like I said, the information that I have, and I believe this is directly from the warrant, she stated that she is fearful of the defendant if he were to be released on bond. And looking at his
That was
history,
July.
I definitely understand why. I see a 2017 aggravated battery, see a 2021 kidnapping, false imprisonment, terroristic threats, battery, and he's currently wanted on a probation hold.
I do
So,
believe that he did serve his time for those charges, so,
well, I understand, but I think
Kidnapping
it's
was amended.
Ayala, your criminal history, because the likelihood of recommitting a new felony should be considered as a bond factor. So,
well, he has a surety bond set already.
right, but we're discussing the no contact provision, and based on what I just said, I believe it's in the warrant that she said she would not feel safe if he were released. He's
That's
entitled to a bond because it's a misdemeanor, but as far as the no contact provision, we think that no contact would be appropriate, most appropriate.
Your Honor, I can have her make a statement to the court if you give me a minute. I didn't know that we would have a Zoom, so I didn't send a link to her.
all right, are they living apart, I'm assuming?
Yes, they live apart, but
And no children together?
child
And
together.
Your Honor, and to be clear, I'm not doubting what PT or Ty is representing to the court by any means, but I am saying at the time of the incident, I'm looking directly at the warrant within the 4 corners. It says verbatim, Ms. Cousin stated if Mr. Rucker were to be let out on bond, she would not feel safe.
Yes,
So
Your Honor.
we all are familiar with
Yes, I
the
understand.
cycles of violence, and once victims are contacted by defendants, they can be convinced and persuaded. And that's typically why we ask for no contact, because we don't want any interference with any victim and or witness. And I can't speculate to see if that, has occurred, but based on the information in the warrant, she felt threatened and not safe. And based on his history, I think that speaks for itself.
Yes, Your Honor, I would just say that the warrant, I mean, that, it was in July. I spoke with her. She said that there have been no issues since then. She told me that a neighbor called the police, but anyway, I would really ask for no violent contact. If you need her to make a statement, I can get her to join the Zoom call.
And what date did you speak to her on, Judy, attorney?
Today, an hour ago.
Okay. And I do understand Mr. Walker's, ASG Walker's concern as well. See if you can, send her a message to see if she'll get on for me.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll circle back to him.
So are we sticking with no further?
The
Contact?
victim gets on, the victim, if she's able to get the victim on the phone, I'll see what
Okay.
she, Zoom rather, I'll see what she
Okay.
said.
Position number 9. Sotelo.
This is 24 CR 0000575 Alberto Sotelo. Charge of 1 count of battery, family violence, 2nd count of criminal trespass and damage to property. Pre-trial.
13 total. 2020 DUI, 2019 suspended license no low, 2017 probation, 2013 ag assault, false imprisonment. He should still be on probation for that out of COB. They gave him 3 years to serve and 9 years probation. 2011 battery. That's it.
So
Okay.
dispatch, Your Honor, law enforcement was dispatched to 276 Holcomb Bridge Road, where they met with the victim, Ms. Heather Brooks. She advised that she is in relation with the defendant, Mr. Alberto Soleto. She advised that as she was asleep, she was awakened by the defendant yelling at her, saying that he would effing kill her. But for third-party cooperation, this would be a felony terroristic threat. So with that being said, he did attack her and throw her onto the bed and did grab her by the hair. She was able to shake loose from his grasp. At that time, he did grab her nightstand and then broke her nightstand. We have made contact with the victim. She advised this is not the first time that he has been violent towards her. She is concerned for her safety. The state is asking for a $5,000 surety bond. Stay away from the instant location. No further contact with the victim. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And to the 1 count of criminal trespass, we're asking for a $1,000 surety as well. I'm not sure if she's on the line, but we would sound for the victim, Miss Heather Brooks. Well, I see a Heather, so I assume that's her. So we would sound for Miss Brooks.
All right, Ms. Brooks. And the same Heather Brooks.
I am here, yes.
Do you wish to get on camera and make a statement to the court, or I can ask you the question?
See if it'll allow me to do that.
All right, Ms. Brooks. Is it Heather Brooks? Did I make that the correct last name?
Yes, ma'am, it's Heather Brooks.
Okay, if you can't get your video on, then I will not allow you to speak with me or the court today.
Let me see. Okay.
Okay, there you are. All right. Do you wish to make a brief statement to the court?
I
or no? Yes or no?
no, ma'am.
Okay. All right. If you don't, I won't swear you in to do that. You're not required to. This is not trial. It's a bond hearing, but if you wanted to, I would. But we can go ahead and move forward and you can still listen in to hear the ruling, okay?
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
All right, PD Cook,
Yes, Your Honor, my client has lived in the area for about 14 years. He is gainfully employed as a chef here in the area. I think this was more or less a boyfriend-girlfriend dispute. He's been in high school, has some college. We would ask for a SOB at whatever level the court deems appropriate.
okay. I'm going to, order a $3,000 surety bond, 2,000 on the battery and 1,000 on the criminal trespass. And with that $3,000 signature bond, please mute yourself, Heather. And with that $3,000 surety bond, I'm going to order, I don't know, what were we saying about the stay away or no further contact?
Yes, Your Honor, we did ask for a stay away and no further contact. We did make contact with the victim and she advised that she is concerned for her safety. And this is not the first time that they have experienced violence in the household.
Okay, all right, that answers that. So stay away from the incident location, no further contact with the victim. I don't know if he needs a one-time law enforcement escort to go back to the property to get any personal belongings.
Yes, Your Honor, he would want to be able to get his
Okay.
belongings.
Okay, so when he gets out, he's got to schedule that and arrange that with law enforcement. Do not go back on your own. And no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond.
What was that amount?
3,000, 2 and 1.
Good.
Yes.
And that reset date.
February the 15th.
Thank you.
Position 10.
Is Jaden Thrift. (24 CR 0000576). Charged with 1 count of willful obstruction, 2nd count of loiter and prowling. Pre-trial.
This is thrift, right?
Yes.
Okay. 14 total. 2023 false ID assault. 2021 parole violation. 2021 escape. 2020 assault. 2028 prisoner. 2020 failure to appear. 2019 assault menacing conviction. 2019 failure to appear. 2019 aggravated assault. 2018 vehicular theft. 2017 failure to appear. I think he got a fugitive hold out of Colorado too. It's a couple of warrants on that GCLC. That's it.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. 1 second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So in this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 1062 McMillan Street. The defendant was pulling on the door handles of this residence at 4 a.m. They did speak with the homeowner. She advised that her and the defendant used to be in a relationship, and this is not the first time she's had to call the police on him. The state is asking for a $1,500 surety to the account of loitering, $1,000 surety to the account of obstruction, a stay away from the incident location, no further contact with the victim, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right, PD Cook.
Your Honor, my client is residentially challenged. He's been in the area for about 5 months. He does work in construction. He may have thought he still had access to the residence. Beyond that, I would leave it up to the discretion of the court.
All right. So I will order, 2,500, surety bond, 1,500 on the obstruction, 1,000 on the loitering prowling. Stay away from the incident location. And I don't know, was there any type of relationship between the defendant and the victim at all?
Yes, they used to date, Your Honor.
Used to date, but not
Yeah.
anymore. Okay,
Correct.
so stay away from that incident location. No further contact with the victim. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. Think that should be it. They'll leave out anything.
Position number 11, Wade.
Okay. This is 24 CR 000577. Is that Mohamedou Wade, charge of 1 count of battery, family violence?
Second arrest, 2021 driving without a valid license conviction. I think he's wanted out of Duluth.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 2106 Harbor Point Parkway, where they met with the victim, Ms. LaShara Campbell. She advised that her and the defendant resided at the location together. They would have a disagreement over financial matters. The defendant did become physical with the victim, slapping her in her face, and then he proceeded to grab her by the hair. The state is asking for a $2,500 surety bond to the 1 count battery, family violence. He also attempted to prevent her from calling 911. To that count, the state is asking for a $1,500 surety bond. Stay away from the incident location, 2106 Harbor Point Parkway in Sandy Springs. No contact with the victim, Ms. LaShara Campbell. No weapon, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. I'm not sure if the victim's on the line, but we would sound for Ms. LaShara Campbell.
All right. And I don't believe I see anyone on the call. It's just all internal. All right, go ahead, PD Cook.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 30 years old. He's been a resident of the Metro Atlanta area for 4 years. He's self-employed as a videographics or videographer. He's been doing that for about 10 years. This was basically a boyfriend-girlfriend issue. He has no problem with the stay away provisions. He will have a place to go. We would ask, given his current financial situation, he does qualify for PD services and will continue to do so. It appears that he be given a signature only bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate. We would also ask for a one-time law enforcement visit to the property so he can gather his belongings.
Okay. I will order a $2,500 signature bond through the jail, and I'm assuming to be released to his hold, or one of them. I will order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. Stay away from the incident location. And no further contact with the victim. And I guess that's it.
We'd like the law enforcement visit.
Oh, that one-time law enforcement escort, that's right. Good.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Can we revisit position number 8?
Did we do number 7?
Position number 7 with the page.
Yeah, 7 was NOD.
7 was what now?
Okay, cool.
8 is Rucker.
I thought we did 8.
Number 7 was NOD. I think the victim on for number 8.
Yeah, I think it might be Brittany Cousin. If I
Yes, I'm
remember.
Uh, we've already heard that case.
Yes, that's the one where the state was asking for a no contact based upon the defendant's criminal history and based upon
Right.
the information that was contained in the warrant.
And we just wanted to hear, from
What-
you, Ms. Cousin, about
Yeah,
contact
I
or.
think the court asked the public
if you-
defender if they could produce Miss Cousin to state otherwise.
Right. Do you wish to, answer those questions for me today, Ms. Cousin?
Yes.
Okay, raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you put your hand down. Are you in fear of Mr. Rucker?
No, ma'am.
Do you want to have contact with Mr. Rucker?
Yes. We're having a baby, actually.
All right, you're expecting now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you all reside together?
My phone is breaking up.
Yeah, I think it's freezing a little bit. You
My
said you were,
phone is breaking up.
do you all reside together?
All 4 bars. Can you repeat yourself?
Right, I asked if you all reside together. I don't know if we've lost her.
All right, and the state definitely was gonna ask if we could have permission to question the victim, pertaining to
Mhm.
matters.
I was gonna tell her, but I don't think she can hear me. Just sign off and come back in again. It's just maybe in a bad area. I think we lost her at that point, and maybe she heard me. Well, she did say that she had no fear of him and wanted contact. We got those two out, but I know you wanted to cross-examine her, which you
Yeah,
definitely
this
have.
pertains to the information in the warrant. As I said, typically, when Odyssey is running, we're able to review the other felony convictions. There's a 2021 kidnapping, false imprisonment, terroristic threats, battery, that there's a 5-year sentence. The state can only speculate, so I won't state the obvious, but that was the line of questioning that we wanted to ask the victim. And again, when asked by the police officer who took out the warrant, she stated to that officer that she was in fear at that time. And I understand that this was in July and time has went by, but we also are very well aware of the cycles of violence and the influence that a defendant can have on a victim, especially when there's violence involved. And as I've stated many times at this point, his violent criminal histories, arrests, and convictions do speak for itself.
I guess my only other thought, ASG Walker, is that it did happen in June of last year. We're so far on the other side of it.
Right, but I also see in another 2023 arrest for battery family violence. So I understand he was just picked up on this battery family violence, but he was arrested previously last year on a battery family violence charge. So
Right, but can we tell that, well, I guess we probably can't, same
let
victim
me
or not.
review the GCIC quickly to see if it
Okay.
indicates. So I see that felony terroristic threats and kidnapping was out of Clayton, which is the conviction, and then 21 battery is also out of Clayton. And then I see a battery family violence from March of last year. That was Atlanta PD. So that would be a Fulton County case. So, I mean, he was arrested on battery family violence in March of last year. Then this incident occurred in July. He was just picked up on this matter. And I think he has another outstanding hold at Clayton. So, I mean, to say the least, this is a violent offender.
And that's a probation violation for this
Yeah.
arrest. So,
But nonetheless, he has a March of arrest for battery family violence of last year as well. And then 4 months later, it was his second incident. So, you know, I can't state who the victim is, but if it's 4 months apart and they live together and they're expecting a child together, I can only speculate as to who the March victim was.
he's stating that he was just released out of prison in May, so he does not understand how he can have a battery charge from
Well,
March.
it says it's an arrest. So, I mean, I wasn't there in March of last year, but
Paper saying I was locked up in pretrial during the term of May through March. I got out in May.
okay, well, I have a case number and it says Atlanta PD.
The case number won't help me because I can't search anything. I
Right,
don't.
we're similarly situated. I understand that you can't search. I'm just saying what the GCIC reflects. And I don't know, Preacher, can you verify cycle 13 of the defendant's criminal history for me, please? And actually, that battery family violence is a felony warrant. Is Preacher with us? Mr. Howard?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, what's up?
Cycle 13 on Rucker, can you please confirm what that charge was and the dates
Cycle 13. All right.
on Mr. Rucker?
And Your Honor, while we wait for Mr. Howard, I mean, you've already set a $3,000 surety bond for him. We're just asking. Sorry?
32323.
Yes, and can you identify the charge and whether it was a misdemeanor or a felony?
The description says felony. It's battery DV though, but it says felony.
Correct.
DW.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off, but that is correct. And the victim purports that he was in prison. But his GCIC states otherwise. So, I mean, I'm going to go with the GCIC, not the testimony of the defendant. So, like I said, he has a felony battery family violence from March, and then this incident was in July. I can only speculate as to who the victim was in the March case. I understand that the victim said that she's not scared today, but this is a violent offender. And I think for good cause, there should be a no contact. I don't think a no further violent contact would be sufficient. And if I had to guess, there's probably already a no contact provision in one of these bond orders or one of these convictions. And that he was not in prison in March, because I don't understand how you can get a battery family violence charge in prison unless it was on one of your cellmates.
That's not. I messed up. 323.
I don't have access to any information, so I can't argue those points. But I will say the complaining witness made a statement. This incident did happen July of last year. She states to me, well, she made the statement to the court. So, I mean, he has the surety bond set. I would just ask for no violent contact with the complaining witness.
All right, I'm going to, with that 3,000 surety, I'm going to order no further contact with the victim. I want to make sure that she's going to be safe, and even if it's a different case with a different victim, still, I just sense that there may be some concerns. I know that it happened that long ago, but if you can, you know, once we maybe get all of our systems back, apply for a bond modification and see where we go from there if we have better information. But right now, I'm going to err on the side of caution and order no further contact with the, victim, no further contact with the victim. All right. Anything else?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
That everyone?
Yes, ma'am, that concludes courtroom number 2.
All right, thank you. No add-ons, okay.
Nothing.
I dare not say that word.
Hey, Your Honor, if this is the calendar, are we ready to go over it?
Mr.
We ready?
Okay,
We
we
wanna
ready.
see we wanna see all the beautiful faces.
We've seen each
Okay,
other
good.
3 times this week.
Thank
Once
you,
again,
Miss Grace.
once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is February the 15th. Position number 1 is being reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 2 is reset further notice with a $3,500 SOB through the jail. 3 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through the jail. 4 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $4,000 good bond. 5 is reset further notice with a $1,500 SOB through the jail. 6, reset further notice with a $1,500 SOB through the jail. 7 is being not on docket. 8, going to the SAP calendar with a $3,000 good bond. 9, reset to the SAP calendar with a total $3,000 good bond. 10 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $2,500 good bond. However, I did not get the victim's name on number 10. Can someone give it to me? I didn't see it in the warrant. Does anybody know it?
1 second.
Okay.
Your Honor, we'll just withdraw that provision, just ask for a stay away from the instant location.
Okay, I did not see it in the warrant, so,
Yeah.
okay, I'll delete that then. Position number 11 is going to the SAP calendar with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. And position 12 is reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through pretrial. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise?
Yes, double check me on 2. Was it 2,500 or 3,500?
On which position?
2.
On 2, I have it as being 3,500.
Did anybody have 2,500 or 35? Maybe I wrote it down wrong. No? All right. Well, what did you have, Ian? Or is this your case?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what position are we speaking on?
2.
2. Evans.
2 was Evans.
I know sometimes you all only keep
I'm not
yours.
sure. Miss Thornton, did you have position 2?
I had 2,500.
I did
Okay.
too. I wrote 25, Miss Thornton.
Okay, I'll change my record to 2,500.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss
Okay.
Thornton.
What did you have, PD
You're
Kim?
welcome.
25? Okay.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Are there any others?
Nope, I think that's it.
Okay,
What was,
Thank you all.
number 9 was 3,000, right? Good.
Let's see.
yes, that's Andre 3,000.
Thank
you.
Okay.
I just heard there. What did she say? See what's going on now? All kind of things going on in the county, right?
Are there
All right.
any others?
No, but I will say, PD Ty, you almost ran me off the road leaving the jail yesterday.
Oops.
Oh, did you? She was trying to get
That was
home.
personal too.
I'm sure it was a mishap.
And you know,
Tell him to
and
get out of your way.
he will bring charges, okay?
Oh, I know.
Right, exactly. All right, you all be safe.
All righty, bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Yeah, what's behind the parking lot?
A small lot.